is it a good time for TikTok to enter? Look, it's the big app during the pandemic, and I think a lot of people are very interested in the platform, especially with its huge user growth right now. Um, and I know that from a lot of agencies I've spoken to, it is the app that most people are talking about right now. When it comes to brands or marketers, they're very interested in finding ways to organically fit on the platform. I think what's also adding to TikTok's allure is the fact that a lot of brands and a lot of organizations are calling for a boycott of Facebook this month. And as we've seen, there's about 1,000 brands right now that say that they're not going to spend on Facebook in July. Now, some of those brands are just saying they won't spend on Facebook. Some of those other brands are saying that they won't spend. They'll still spend on Instagram. And some of those other brands are really just taking a pause from all of social media to reassess budgets. And they are definitely considering TikTok as a place they want to shift some money.
There's also concerns, Michelle, that it might be sharing user data with the Chinese government. Has there been a response?
So TikTok is a really interesting case. TikTok is actually only available is not available actually in China. It is a separate app that was created outside of China to kind of address those user concerns. Its CEO is Kevin Mayer. He came from Disney's direct-to-consumer business. They say that all U.S. user data is being stored in the US, and the backup servers for that are actually in Singapore. So the data doesn't even go through the Chinese government space or anything like that. That being said, TikTok is even facing requests from the Chinese government through Hong Kong, and they're actually pulling out of that market. So the company claims they are keeping separate from any Chinese government requests, but there are still concerns among government officials. Even India has blocked TikTok in their territories.
To ask, are these brands concerned somewhat about these potential bans that this company is facing?
I think there is. I don't think there's a concern really about the U.S. ban from the people I've spoken to. It never was in conversations when they have conversations with government officials that they were planning on banning TikTok. What they are concerned, though, about is, and I've heard this from several sources, is the terms and conditions that exist on Facebook. There's some questions, on TikTok. There's some questions about IP tracking. That's the number that people are assigned, or a device name that people are assigned that will help apps identify people. There's some concerns about user data. TikTok's terms and conditions are a little bit more loose than Facebook. So I think there is some concerns, especially with more legal legislation in place like GDPR and like the California Data Protection Act that's concerning brands right now, whether or not if they go on TikTok, they'll be violating those laws. So I think that's a topic of negotiation with TikTok. That's what's concerning them more than a potential ban by the U.S.
Michelle, very quickly before I let you go, I did want to talk about Facebook as they met with civil rights leaders and also issued their third civil rights audit report. Any update on that?
So Facebook did meet with the NAACP and the Anti-Defamation League yesterday to talk about some of their concerns over I guess it would be moderating content on their platform. Look, Facebook has long been an area where people can say whatever they want, which can be led for a good thing or a bad thing. And I think that's what a lot of these organizations have been calling for a boycott. They want Facebook to step in and really identify sources of misinformation or things that can cause violence within a community. The conversations don't seem to have gone they haven't gone that great. I think a lot of people are still pointing out that Facebook has a long way to go. Facebook says that they are interested in learning from their advertisers and brands, but as internal memos have leaked from Facebook, it seems that they're not really concerned about the boycott. And from the people I've spoken to, it does seem that these budget pauses, these ad boycotts are only for July for the most part, might only be for Facebook. And as someone pointed out, whilst people are pausing Facebook ads, they're not pausing using Facebook. They're actually still using it to reach their customer base and maybe even amplify some posts. So a lot of it, I think, is a good PR stunt, but it's not necessarily going to actually pull money from Facebook or make any meaningful change.